Hello, you guys. My name is Philippa Ferreira and I am an IFBB Pro. I am here at Zone Gym. I'm sitting with the lovely Chyna. Say hi.
Hi.
And the amazing Jess.
Hi.
So, bit of context as to why we are all sitting in a room together doing a podcast, and a bit of a disclaimer. I don't even have a podcast. So the audacity of me to arrange something like this is...
We're in a set.
It's crazy. But basically, I'm up in Queensland. I'm here with Papa Macros on a brand trip. And he's doing an event. He's just opened up a space, like a gym, with a couple of other boys called Zone Gym. So if you're up here in Queensland, make sure you check it out. And they also have a podcast recording studio. And so I was like, why not come up here, make use of the space, take full advantage. And it was super random. It was so last minute. And I was like, who's available? Who's free? Who can jump on a podcast with me? So I shot Chyna a message and she was like, for more context, I competed with Chyna in Season B 2023.
Yeah.
So she's an IFBB girly. And then obviously we all know Jess Johnson is crazy IFBB Pro. Shot you a message and we've never met.
No, we've never met. We've just been Instagram fangirls.
It's like Instagram though, like you just know so many people off Instagram and like you instantly connect because you're like, hell yeah.
But do you know what's funny is like sometimes you do have that experience, like you connect on Instagram, but then you meet them and it's
so awkward.
not the same.
It's awkward.
I feel like it's like that shows, like you'll be prepping, like you're following all these girls that are prepping, you're like swiping up in stories, and then you meet at the shows and it's just like crickets. It's so awkward.
Yes. And it wasn't like, obviously we hit it off.
We were like, yeah, my God.
I met her and I was like, she's one of me. Yeah. But yeah, I messaged you and you were so up for it. And I love the willingness and you were just down and like vibes. So that's why we're here. This year as well, a task I kind of set myself was I felt like I really limited myself last year to what I was doing, the opportunities I was taking, what I was willing to try. And this year I went into 2025 with a very clear intention that I wanted to say yes to everything, say yes to more opportunities, do the things that I was too scared or too embarrassed or didn't think I was worthy of doing last year. And podcasting is like something I've wanted to do for ages, but I was like, who the fuck is going to sit and listen to me yap for an hour? Like I didn't think that anyone gave a shit. And, you know, I don't think that they do either. Like I don't think that's changed, but I have. And I'm like, nah, I want to take full advantage of just doing more shit that I wanted to do, regardless of whether people are going to listen or respond well or love it. So thanks for joining me, guys, on my first podcasting experience.
Honestly, I'm just going to say on that, like, our limiting beliefs will always hold us back. We go like, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't want to step on people's toes, or, oh, who's going to listen to me? But it's like, honestly, you won't know until you start.
Correct. And what's like interesting is I think from an external point of view, everyone thinks I'm like a very strong character and like I really don't give a shit what people think. And I, to some extent, that is true. Like if I want to do something, I want to do it regardless. But I think last year there was definitely like a shift. There are a few things that I went through personally and I lost a lot of my confidence and belief in myself. And I think I spent last year worrying more about how my life looked than how it felt. And so I was moving in that same way, that it's like if I did something that someone's going to judge me on, like how embarrassing, or they're going to be like, who does she think she is to do that? Or, you know, she's got no followers or nobody cares. So I would act more on how my life was looking than what I actually wanted to do. And then I got to 2025 and I was like, I will be damned if I spend another year doing the same shit that I did last year.
I literally can relate to it so much. All of last year, my main goal was like work my Instagram, grow my Instagram, like just post stuff. Like I've got so much access to filming content, doing what I want to do. And this year I was like, fuck it. And someone said to me, they're like, the only people that are going to judge you are people that don't have enough courage to do it themselves, and they're going to sit back and they're going to be like, why is she doing this? Like, she doesn't have any followers. And I kid you not, I started posting end of January, and so far I've like started working my dream brands. Like, like literally it just snapped like that, and all it took was just someone saying it's just because they don't have the courage to do it. And now I'm like, I'm on a podcast right now. Like, what? I would have ever said yes to this.
Yes.
Like 2 months ago,
Yeah.
I would have been like, imposter syndrome, no, why
Yeah.
does anyone want to hear me talk, just like you're saying.
Yeah.
But then I was like saying it this morning, like I'm opening my messages and like there's messages that people have asked because I genuinely want to know.
Yeah.
But you just get so in your head that people actually
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, definitely what you said is people will only ever judge you or comment on what you're doing if they're doing less than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people that are more successful than you are not critiquing
Nah, they
what
don't
you're
give a
doing.
shit.
They
To
don't
be
give
fair,
a
they're
shit.
like-
they're
they're-
too busy on their own bullshit
exactly.
to notice.
People that are critiquing just don't have too much time. Like they're not
Yeah.
doing enough for themselves to be able
Yeah.
to sit there and judge you.
100%. Okay, so let's give the 4 listeners, that is my mum, dad, and probably your parents as well, a little bit of background. Let's start with Chyna. Tell us about your competing history, kind of how we met, your experience with IFBB, where you are now as well in your fitness journey.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Chyna, as I said. So I competed back in 2023. It kind of started because I used to be really, really overweight. And then I kind of got into
Did you
gym.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how much are we talking?
Yeah, I lost
Like,
27 kilos.
Wow.
Yeah, and like self-coached, did it myself over a year.
Yeah, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
pop off queen.
And it all started because my mum signed me up to like a local gym, and she was like, "Start coming to these boxing classes with me." So I
Yeah.
was like one of those random little gyms near my house doing boxing classes, and I just kind of like fell into it a little bit. Realized what I actually looked like when I saw a photo of myself, and I remember this photo so clearly. It was my girlfriend's 18th birthday, and I saw it, and I was like, "That's not me.
That can't be me."
That
Yeah.
can't be me," because you don't realize it when you're packing on the weight.
Yeah.
And I saw this photo and I was like, I need to change something. So I spent a whole year just self-coaching, losing the weight, and then fell in love with it all. And then I actually had an ex-partner say to me, like, don't do competing. It's so bad. Like, it's so gross.
Yeah.
And the moment we broke up, I was like, I'm going to compete.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Watch me, bitch.
Yeah, I was
Thanks
like,
for fueling my
"Actually, you know
fire."
what? I'm going to do it. So then, yeah, worked for a year in prep as you do, got on stage, loved it, absolutely loved it. Like whenever people ask about it, I'm like, yes, I loved it. But yeah, I don't know if I'll go back as of yet,
Yeah.
only just based on my love for fitness kind of got so scrutinized by like just doing this one thing. And I love to be able to just go for a run if I want to go for a run.
Yeah.
Like not feel obliged to train. I want to have that. I want to train because I love to train,
Yes.
not because I have to train.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes with bodybuilding, you get in that mentality of I have to do it, not I want to do it.
So that's really interesting you say that, because a lot of people be like, do you want to do a training session, then we'll grab coffee after, and they think it's like an enjoyable thing, right? I'm like, I'll happily meet up with you and hang out. I don't want to train.
Yeah.
And people are always, I don't like training with people.
Yeah.
And people are always really confused with this. And I'm like, for me, training has shifted since competing. It's a job.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not an enjoyable thing. I used to love, it's like I still love training, don't get me wrong.
It's
But
different.
I go in with a different purpose. I don't train because I enjoy it or because it's good for my mental health. I train because I want to be in Olympia. I want to be a pro. Like there's
Yeah.
a criteria to fit. It's not a bad thing, but it just competing does shift your intention behind why you're stepping foot in a gym. So that
like-
can be like, yeah, you kind of lose the, I guess almost like the reason we start is simply
Yeah.
because we love it.
Yeah.
That's why they say
Yeah.
like your why has to be so strong
Strong.
in bodybuilding and prepping, because as you just said, like it literally becomes like you just have to get it done. It does not matter. Everyone's like, listen to your body. That goes
Doesn't
out the
exist.
window. Like
Follow the
you-
plan, not your mood.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. And I just lost so much love for the gym, and like as you said, why I started, and like now I just get to train how I want to train. Like I won't say it's not off the cards, but it's not something I want to do this year at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
fair enough. All right, Jess as well. So you were a former IFBB competitor, turned pro. Had you done other federations?
Yeah, so I actually went over to America and competed in like the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation
Okay.
as a pro. So I was actually a pro in INBA.
yes,
Like,
okay.
so it was like back in the day, ICN wasn't even a thing.
ICN, it was NBA.
It was INBA.
Really?
Yeah. So I did my first comp back in like 2015. So like I'm turning 30 this year. So like this is showing
And you
my
would
age,
never
guys.
know. She told me this in the car and I was like, huh?
I think my daughter's trying to.
I think I really
Take
might
her
be asking girls.
What?
Yeah, crazy.
We're babies.
Yeah.
How old are you girls?
23.
I'm 26.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, babies, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I started competing in 2015. I was in Defence Force. So my first show that I did was in Newcastle. It was like an A and B or something like that. And then I did like the Defence Force and Emergency Services like INBA show. Like they do one specifically for defence.
so
That's
random.
And like
hefty.
ambulance and police and stuff. Yeah. So that's
Wait,
like,
how many people are in these shows?
it's actually pretty decent, but it's like, it's kind of
Wow.
like, there's only,
level? Like an IFBB level?
No.
it's kind of just a spin-off off like INBA. So you can do like the normal INBA
Oh my God,
show.
I'm just imagining it's like an
Gym
FMG.
junkies.
No, it's an FMG spin-off and they're doing like theme wear and everyone's in like their police outfits.
Oh my
and like everyone's in their army outfits but like with
nursing
glitter.
kits.
No, it's pretty much, I think they just like add it into the normal show now, I guess. I don't know if it's still around.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just like a specific show for defence personnel and for like anyone that's in the police or ambulance or healthcare and stuff like that. So it's like a good like intro, I guess, because it's a smaller show. And I guess everyone's in the same boat of like working shift work and like having those crazy freaking hours and stuff. So I was in the Air Force and competing and stuff. And then so I don't know, I went overseas in like 2017, 2018, did all like the natural shows. And then I came back after being overseas and won like Natural Olympia as a fitness model or something. And then I came back and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do IFBB now.
Yeah.
And then I got into IFBB. I won juniors and then, not like won juniors. I think I came second or something. And then the next season I didn't place at all, but I was in the Air Force and I was like literally like overseas like 2 weeks prior to like competing.
That's
my body was just like
crazy.
all
Yeah.
over the place.
In
Yeah.
the air all the time.
I was like overseas.
Inflamed.
Yeah, I'm literally like a
24/7.
I was constantly
balloon when I fly.
inflamed. Like my body clock was fucked, and that's when I was like, okay. And I was like reaching the end of my contract at that point. I think I was around 25, and that's when I was like, okay, if I want to actually like compete, like properly give this a crack, I need to get out of defense.
Yeah.
And so I transitioned to reserves, went full time PT, and then just did like a really good off season with my coach at the time, Scotty, and like just fucking grew some glutes finally because I naturally have a pancake ass. Like when I was younger, I just fucking flat as a tack.
Yeah.
And then 2021 I won my pro card. And that's the first time I came first in IFBB. So I think that's the thing is like I've seen a lot of people kind of come into IFBB and they almost like everyone's got different journeys, so it's like don't get discouraged if you don't place in your first show, like especially the caliber of girls now is insane. Like even like I look back at like, you know, when I was competing and like, you know, the first few shows that I did, I was like, oh my God, that wouldn't even stand on stage now. Like
the standard is just
standard-
honestly forever in like
Every
being raised.
season,
Yeah.
the girls just look more and more insane.
Yeah. So like, and the thing is like when I won my pro card, it was like really weird, like COVID time. So the season I won mine season B 2021. The season A got cancelled, and then I was just like adamant. I was like, I'm doing this. Like I don't care. I'm just gonna prep, whatever. And then I obviously won the pro card, and then I went straight back on stage to do the Pro Australia show, and then came third. And then
Which is such a slay.
Yeah.
Pro debut is
Incredible.
crazy.
I had to win your pro card, not have an improvement season, and then go straight back.
Wait, so my question is, how did you do a pro routine?
Yeah.
I literally was just I literally got off stage. I was crying. Like I had to get my freaking tan touched up, my makeup. I had like 10 minutes. I like barely had any time. Tony's
To like
being
celebrate,
to
take
just
the
like
moment in.
pull my shit together. I was
In
cramping so bad as well. Like because I'd been on stage like probably about an hour at this point because I was battling like for that freaking pro card. Like so I was like novice opens and then overall. So like by the time you do that, like you're cramping, you're tired, like so I had to just like pull my shit together like and suck it up because
that is insane.
It was like I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I was also like would have been nice just to have that moment to celebrate my pro card win because I just felt so flustered. Like it would have been
And
nice.
rushed.
I felt quite rushed. Like I was literally just backstage being like, I did practice a pro walk if I did win because I do remember Scotty being like, he didn't say that I was in for a chance until like even though I won overalls at Queensland, like that's probably when he was like, oh, I think we're in for a chance here.
Yeah.
He didn't really give anything away. I didn't think he didn't give anything away before that. Like, and then after that, he was like, oh, fuck, all right. He's like, you might want to practice your eye walk, like your pro walk. And I was like, okay. So I pretty much just practiced going to the back to the front sort of thing. But I was so crampy. Like, I just remember like feeling so like embarrassed because I was like almost like, I don't know, I was like, my walk was just awkward because I was just cramping so badly. I
mean, you handled it like a trooper. I wouldn't have
thank you.
even known. I was obsessed with your physique. Yeah, when you were competing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Your waist is tiny.
Yeah.
You also just have like
stomach.
super etched out abs. Like, it just.
It's like your waist is so like straighter, so your abs just look insane. It's like muscle rather than leanness.
Jess Johnson fan club.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you're amazing.
Yeah, I think because like I've got a really long torso, so I think that's the thing is like genetics does play a massive part in the sport. Sometimes you have it or you don't. Yeah. And but I do get like quite ribby, like I flare my ribs a lot, so I do have to be conscious of that. But yeah, like so I did then prep for another show. I was prepping for 2022 for Japan and Hawaii, and that's when we had to get 3 fucking vaccines.
True.
And I got the third one. Like the first 2 were fine. I got the third one. I was 12 weeks out from the show. I was looking really good. Like we're really in a good spot. And got it. And it just fucking killed me. Hey, like I was in bed for 3 days. Like couldn't get out of bed. Like my heart rate was peaking. Like because I had my garment on. And I was literally laying there. My heart rate was at like 170, 180. Like literally laying in bed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then like I literally couldn't even go to gym properly for like 3 months. Probably took me about 3 to 6 months to probably get over it. Whoa. So yeah, obviously I had to pull out of prep because I was like, there's no fucking way. Like I couldn't even like walk. I would walk up the stairs at my house and I would get puffed.
Be like out of breath. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just so hectic. And like I know people that have heart conditions and stuff from it. Like it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of regret getting it, but also at the time I was like adamant about going overseas. I was like,
you needed it though. Yeah. There wasn't a choice. Like you needed to get it to go
so
overseas.
I'm kind of like a little bit like, oh fuck, maybe if I waited a year, then like I probably, I don't know, would have been in a better position. But I don't know. And then life just kind of happens. Hey, like I got into a new relationship and then we started building a gym and then like we then split up and then, you know, life just happens. Yeah. And then you go, okay, I start focusing on other goals and things and just, enjoying like other fitness, you know, training goals that aren't related to my aesthetics and I
just don't think people realize the commitment it takes to get on stage. Like it's a full-time job.
Oh,
you are sacrificing every single thing in your life. Your family, your friends, your job, your mental health, like everything.
You also have to be in such a specific space to compete. Like you said, it's not even obviously mental health is one component of it, but are you in a new relationship? Yeah. You're not in the space to go into prep. It's like, you know, is there something happening at home? Have you moved house? Did you get a new job? If you've got a new job, you need to be cognitively available for the job. So then you probably shouldn't be competing. And unfortunately, life is like a series of ongoing challenges arising. So to find a good spot to go into a prep is far and few in between, especially when you're not established enough to only bodybuild as your job. Like when you are still needing to have 1 or 2 other jobs, you're still trying to make rent, you know, you're still young and figuring out relationships and friendships and stuff. And you kind of don't have anything stable. It's so hard to find an appropriate time to go into prep. And I would always say, like, I don't want to prep and not be 100% in it.
Like it's not everyone's like make sure you have like your financials together, but it's not 100%. Just that. Like, that's
like 1/10 of that.
We won't even start with that. But it's, as you said, it's everything. Can we talk about like prep brain as well for a second? Because you just brought that up, and I just remember sitting at work in the last like 8 weeks of prep, and you literally were a zombie.
So I work in a law firm, and I remember one of the girls, like the other paralegals I was working with, there was one day where I was just staring at my screen and nothing was going on. Lights were on, no one was home.
Not even the monkey. It's
no. The monkey wasn't even there. There was black between my eyes and my computer screen. You know how like in a desktop it like goes black after 5 minutes of inactivity? Yeah. My screen had gone black and she was next to me. She was like, babe, move the mouse. And I was like,
It's so
true.
bad.
Like there was nothing. I've ridden a car off as well in prep. Like I was
Really?
driving.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it wasn't
God.
my fault.
Yeah,
but I just
but
didn't
just
have the
happened.
reflex
Yeah,
to
the
stop. Someone
reaction
literally like
time.
came out, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then boom, like it's just the brain fog is
Yeah, it's
crazy.
I'm just so lucky. I like at the time I was just working in the gym, and so everyone around me just understood.
Yeah.
They're like, we get it. You're gonna be a zombie for a few weeks.
Yeah.
but it's like it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much your brain capacity goes. in
Yeah.
prep.
And I didn't find, I mean, I was quite lean quite far out from the show.
Feels.
Yeah. So I didn't find it just was the last couple weeks. It was like 8 weeks, 10
Yeah.
weeks out. I remember I had 8 weeks to go. And although I was so close, I was like crying to one of my best friends and I was like, I can't do 8 weeks feeling like this.
Yeah.
Like I can do 8 more weeks, but this is how I'm meant to be feeling 1 week out, 2 weeks out. Like 8 weeks feeling this debilitated, exhausted, not sleeping. There's absolutely nothing going on in my brain. Like it was so overwhelming. But yeah, people underestimate how much it kind of interferes with everyday life.
Do you guys want to hear a crazy story though?
Yeah.
Tell us.
While we're on this topic, I literally left my ex-boyfriend 2 weeks before the state show. So
yeah.
this is a little bit like a long story short, but so I was
Wait, was that prep brain?
no, it was
She was like, I don't love
I'm
you
done.
anymore. I'm
yeah,
done.
Actually, I'm done. No, I remember this is my ex-partner. He just had so much going on with his life, like in terms of like criminal and drug use and
shit.
abuse and everything.
Sounds like my ex.
I know.
Love is a criminal.
I actually got a question saying spill the tea about your ex-boyfriend. So it's just like a little bit of a backstory, but like, yeah, like drug abuse.
Is he like on
abuse.
Daily Mail and shit?
I mean, he's been in the
Can I-
news. Yeah.
Oh, so is mine.
Oh my God, he's so relatable.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And I was prepping and like I would come home and he'd be under the influence of drugs and I would just try and zone it out because
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
I'm 2 weeks out from a state show. Like I just can't even think about it. I wouldn't sleep because he would be up in the bedroom with the lights on, drug affected, and I would like not get sleep, not because of prep, but because like
Him,
my
yeah.
ex-boyfriend.
Holy.
And
that's
I just remember
hectic.
coming home one Saturday morning after work, 2 weeks out, because you compete like on a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything to him. I lived with him with a dog, and I just packed up all my stuff out of nowhere, packed my car, and just drove home.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that was it. I didn't say anything to him. I just drove home. And I remember messaging Tim, who was my coach at the time, being like, just want to let you know, I've just broken up with my boyfriend. I've driven home. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like, I need to get out of there. And he was like, I hope like this doesn't fuck anything up, blah, blah, blah. My body, incredible. Like the stress that my body was holding because of that, I just had like a breakthrough. Like those kilos are coming off.
They
Like,
just dropped.
yeah, I know. So 2 weeks out and then
Yeah.
did the show, went really well, like placed in all my classes and then did nationals. And then by the time like I'd finished nationals, like I'd been over him.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I
Okay,
know.
so we were just talking about this at coffee before, and I was literally, this is my golden question. I'm like, when does the hurt stop? Like, when do you stop being heartbroken? Because we're edging on to like, for me, it's been almost a year, and
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
ask you about
bro.
that. Like, what happened? Because all of a sudden it was
I
just,
know, and he was at all my shows.
yeah, he was.
And so like Taylor, she was like, you guys were couple goals. She goes, I remember I met you at the shows and I was like, holy fuck, like that's what I want. And like he was great. Don't get me wrong. Like he was fully supportive. It was a gun. And I was in prep for 40 weeks.
That's a long
That's
ride.
a lot for a partner to cop. That ain't 16 weeks. That ain't 20 weeks.
Yeah.
And obviously we all know my prep is chicken and rice. So there was no date night. There was nothing, right? I felt really bad for him. What happened? I think it just got too much, and I don't think he appreciated or could have anticipated how skewed your body is after prep as well. I think he thought she'd compete and my girlfriend's back, and that just wasn't the case. He had a lot of growing up to do. I had a lot of self-development to do. My mental health came straight back. Depression, it comes and goes. That kind of got in the way. There was a lot of things that kind of went downhill very quickly. And I think there was a bit of resentment that built up for him towards me because of competing. Like I wasn't available to him as a partner. And then he kind of started acting up a bit, and then there was some resentment from my end. But I was like for sure blindsided. So my first breakup, I was checked out of the relationship. So like
different.
I was heartbroken, don't get me wrong. Took me ages, but like once I'd gotten over the initial hurt, I was like, where are the boys? I was like, let's go out, let's part.
Yeah.
Like I was
Emotionally,
ready.
you're fine.
Yeah, I was ready, you know. And now it's been I went through 2 breakups. So we got back together and we broke up again. And it's been 9-10 months. So it's almost a year, and I'm literally like, I'm bored of feeling like this. Like when does the healing start? When do we start feeling
You're
better?
already
So
healing.
I like can't
You're in the
fathom like breaking up with someone and like actually feeling good about it after. Like that's like the craziest thing that I've heard.
See, for me, I just wasn't happy. Like I just,
Yeah.
it'd been going on for so long. Like this just abuse cycle.
Yeah.
And cycle. And I literally.
Did you feel like you still loved him though, or were you?
100%.
Oh, you
Yeah.
still love someone even though you're
100%.
stuck in that cycle.
Yeah.
Because
Because I loved him, like his sober self, him
Yeah.
in general.
Yes,
like
yes,
he
yeah.
was a great person.
Yeah.
It's just you can't have that kind of person in your life
No.
when you're trying to grow and do all that. And like
It is like
So exhausting.
the age old like saying that like sometimes love isn't enough.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
literally, I learned that. So that is
Like you can love the fuck out of someone and it just it's not enough.
you can't love them better, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't try and heal him; it won't work.
Yeah, and it's also like you were probably in love with a version of him and his potential.
Yes.
And the fact of the matter is they might not ever reach that. And like that was same with like my partner. I saw my ex-partner. I saw so much like potential and like where we could have gone and like the person he could have been, the person I could have been. But there was just kind of like that disconnect. It's like, well, we both got to get there. And it's not my job to get him there. It wasn't his job to get me there. And it's like, I don't know. It's
you can't
tricky.
fall in love with someone's potential. And
Yeah.
that's like the main thing in dating is like you have to see them for who they are right now.
Yeah.
Like as they are. And if you're happy with that person, then obviously fantastic. But like if you did this or if you did that, like, you can't look at it like that because you can't make someone change.
Yeah.
People will change if they want to change.
Yeah.
There's like a few questions that I remember seeing. I was like, one of them was like, if someone said that you're like your partner, would that be a compliment?
Yeah.
And then also like, would you want your daughter to date this man?
Yeah.
And then like to me, I was just straight away like, oh, okay, that's clear as day.
Wow.
Yeah, super powerful. But yeah, I literally was going through my breakup when I won my pro card actually. I was living
Is
with
this like, is winning a pro card and winning comps and stuff like a bad omen?
it's basically like
Get rid of the
Guys,
toxic
anyone, the
people.
next upcoming pro that's in a relationship, watch
of
out. Get out abort.
but yeah, like so my ex that I was with when like this was like 4 years ago. So yeah, we broke up just before the state show and then we were still living together when I won in nationals. Like so like yeah, he just picked an argument with me like the night before.
No.
And yeah.
The audacity of these boys.
Yeah, like yeah, he knew what he was doing. But yeah, like that's pretty much why we broke up though, was because I was competing and I wasn't giving him enough love and attention and stuff,
Yeah.
which is fair enough. Like because he wasn't in the bodybuilding world, he's more of a functional fitness kind of person. But he's happy now, like he's moved on, got a baby and all that. But yeah, like
It really affects you.
It really does.
So my next question then is because I've always, and maybe this is where I do myself dirty, I've always said I don't want to date a bodybuilder. I couldn't think of anything worse.
oh no. Ooh.
I do not want to sit and eat chicken and rice with you and talk about the gym.
I love this because people always say like, would you only date someone who trains? And I say, this is my passion. This is what I like to do. I don't care if you don't train, but just have something going for you.
For you, yes.
For
Yeah.
you could be a rock climber for all I care.
Yeah, literally.
Like if that's what makes you happy and you love that and you're committed to it and you're passionate,
Yeah.
you go do rock climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be at the gym every day. You don't have to
Yeah.
eat your chicken and rice. Do what you
Yeah.
want to do.
I kind of liked it because I feel like, especially in the fitness industry, when everything in your life is fitness. So you're an online coach, you're competing, you're dating someone in the fitness industry, you kind of lose touch of reality and like you lose touch of like the outside world, and like your views on things can get really skewed. And I kind of loved, like, in the competing industry, especially when I won my pro card, my head could have gone like that. And my ex is very much like, reminder, nobody else other than people in the fitness industry gives a fuck that you're a pro. Humble yourself.
Not even the fitness industry is like the bodybuilding world.
Yes.
Because like someone that trains at like, I don't know, Jets Fitness, they don't even know what the IFBB is.
Yeah.
Like someone that trains at like, I don't know, functional fitness or CrossFit, they don't know. Like,
And that's what he always said that to me. He's like, I don't ever want to see like you change. Like, he'd always humble yourself, stay the same person that you were prior to your pro card, which I completely appreciate. But I feel like someone who doesn't train can offer you that kind of grounding and that realistic touch. And like, you know, you spend time with their family and it's like, yeah, it's cool you won and everything, but they don't care. But like like when you get too involved into, I guess, in deep with something, you can kind of, lose touch. And so that's why I love the concept of dating someone outside the bodybuilding world. But then experience seems to show maybe you do need to be dating a bodybuilder pro because these other guys can't accommodate.
Yeah,
so now I'm like, maybe it is a situation where I need my C-bum. I need someone who can support me eating chicken
like
and rice.
give and take. Like,
Yes.
it will become your whole life as a couple, but like you also can rely on that person then, like, for the support and growth in the industry.
I have a track record of like tradies that.
tradies,
I love tradies.
I love a blue collar man.
They're the nicest people. That I was saying this last night to my mom.
hardworking.
Like, because she was like, "Why don't you date a lawyer?" And I was like, "This, like, I want a 6'5" guy with blue eyes in finance, but like." Boring. Like, they're just so uptight. Like,
I need someone with a bit of dirt under their nails.
Yes, it's like
give me a man that is doing like a man's job, comes home sweaty, like kicks off the boots, like dirt on the hands, like had a pie and that's it for lunch. Like that's what I want.
Pie and ice break.
That's what I want.
But like,
you know,
still semi-trained. Like,
But
you,
like a
you don't
hot
need to be
one.
like ripped, but like, I don't know, just like, you know, like when there's like hard labor where they just like, they got
it's a
muscle.
labour body.
Yeah.
The labor body. Like, they
Like
got
they're in the sun all day, so they're tan.
the tan. Like, give me a chippy any day.
I'm gonna go sit outside like some kind of like construction site for the next week. And it's like
We could sit out there and woof whistle at them.
Yeah.
Boys.
No, seriously, that does it for me. Like any man doing a hands-on job, I'm like, yeah.
He's good with his hands, ladies.
Yeah, correct.
You're a provider. That's what it's giving.
Yeah.
You like to work hard.
No, that's so funny. I definitely think
Do you guys have a
relation.
type?
Oh.
I have a personality type, and that needs to change.
Okay, what is it?
It's like alpha male
Yeah.
dominant, and it's like it's not giving. Like, it doesn't make for a good boyfriend. Like, I keep telling myself, I'm like, you need a nice guy. You just need to date a nice dude.
everyone says
But
that.
then I feel like it depends. Like, I think it's.
But then I love the plot twists.
But I think as well too, like if a man is like in his like divine masculine energy, like and is in this providing, supporting energy, it's different to them just being like in their alpha. Like because I think sometimes men think they're being alpha, but they're just being controlling and like it kind of comes across as like abusive and like coercive and things like that. Like and it's like comes across a bit manipulative. So I think that when they haven't done the work themselves, then they won't quite get to that divine masculine where they are like, you know, I guess like when you look at like a really, really happy family, like a really like quality father or dad, they're in their divine masculine. Yeah.
I don't think that I have this conversation all the time, and even I was talking to Troy about it the other day, and I was saying I don't think I would be an ideal person to date. I genuinely don't. It's like I've got too much ambition. I've got too much on my plate. I'm studying. I'm working multiple jobs. I want to be this pro bodybuilder. My goals are really like overwhelming and just bigger than your average person. And that's hard. It's like I'm highly strung because of it. Like I function at a really fast pace. I don't have time for a person. It's like those are qualities like, and also I'm very hyper independent. I live by myself. I struggle to let someone provide for me. And I feel like guys love that concept, and then they start trying to date it, and it's just like, dude, like relax, just be a girl, you know, like sit in. It's like I don't have that feminine energy because I've always had to like provide for myself, and it's like I've learned nobody's showing up other than me at the end of the day. So I've just learned to like get on with life like that.
Yeah.
So I actually think I would be difficult to date, not because I'm a psycho or like I have insecurity issues or I check your phone. No, I just am like highly strung and I want too much and I'm so focused on my career. And so it's like if I was going to date someone, I think I would need someone that is also like very highly driven, massive goals.
And their own life.
Yes.
You guys come together.
Yeah. Not, whereas the guys I've dated previously, they're like very chill, relaxed, like, yeah, whatever, babe, whatever. It's like, no, not whatever. Where are we going? What are we doing? What time? Like, I need like that. You know how some people have the yin and yang?
Yeah.
I actually don't think that works when one is too yin or
because
yang.
one person's coming and you just are kind of pulling away.
Yeah.
I feel like bodybuilding does that to you though in terms of females and like hyper independence because you just have to be so selfish. And like you just have to do everything for yourself.
Yeah.
You can't rely on anyone. Like imagine being in prep and someone be like, I'll do your meal prep.
Absolutely not.
Take a step back.
Like it's anxiety. How did you weigh
Like
it?
pouring
What sauce
oil,
did you
yeah.
use? Ah, how did you cook it?
Yeah.
So I feel like I've just become so hyper independent since, I don't know if it was from my last relationship or from bodybuilding, or probably a mix of the both because at the same time, but knowing that I can only rely on myself at the end of the day is like, if I want to do something, I need to do it for myself.
Well, yeah, no one else is going to do the work.
Yeah.
You're responsible for that. And
Exactly.
how you show up for yourself every day is going to be reflective of the outcome that you yielded a show. Like, so I actually, I've never thought of that correlation that bodybuilding kind of produced that energy.
I feel like it has to me.
Yeah,
Most
that's
definitely.
interesting.
I
What
think
about
as
you?
well too, like you have to be in your masculine energy because masculine energy, like we all have masculine, feminine, but I think like for me, I'm like to get shit done, I need to be in my masculine.
Yeah.
If I'm like airy fairy, like you know, floating around in a bathtub, that's my feminine energy. That's great.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I need to get shit done, so I need to
Correct.
be in my masculine, like.
Correct.
And yeah, I feel like when I am in my feminine, I'm not getting anything done. Like I'm just floating around, like.
Like, yeah, little Miss Bobblehead, he can do all the thinking and you're just
Yeah.
like here for a
Like
good
those
time.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, it's nice every now and then. Like, and I think like to feel like it's safe enough to be in your feminine. Like, you do need someone that is going to like allow you to do that by like supporting you and providing, like being a provider in regards to like it doesn't necessarily mean financial, but like emotional support. Like, you know, when you're going through prep and you're fucking crying in your car because you don't want to go do your freaking cardio or something like that. Like,
Never.
I love prep.
but you know, like it's just sometimes like just for a male to hold space for you to be feminine is like just I think
Also,
that allows
what you said as well about when you're in your feminine energy, you're typically relaxed in a safe space. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm in prep, my cortisol, my adrenaline is like through the roof. There's no such thing as safety. There's no such thing as like stability. Like you're in that fight or flight mode all the time. So you're on edge, like you're quick to react. So it's hard to sit in that feminine energy when you're in prep. But it does serve a purpose because I don't think you could, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I could prep efficiently. Like that high cortisol, that high adrenaline, being highly strung, being the only person that's showing up for yourself, that serves a purpose. Like that means I'm getting my cardio done. That means that I'm moving quicker than the average human. It means that I'm doing all my meal prep. Like, you know, I think if I was waking up and I was like, what should I do today? Like, should I have a spa? You don't have time to do that in prep.
No,
Like,
no. Like I think like you need to be in that fight and flight. You basically are in the fight and flight like space.
Yeah.
But you kind of almost need to be.
It's
so then
purposeful.
you do keep moving. Otherwise, you're literally like just gonna be like, oh, I don't feel like training today. I won't. Whatever.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
you're like, no, I'm crying in the fucking car park because I don't want to train, but I'm going to anyway.
It's like go cry while you're doing your Bulgarian split squats.
bro. The amount of times I've cried in
You've
the
got
gym,
glutes to build.
I'm having an
You can cry
exponential
in the
crisis.
gym. I got asked one of the questions of any advice post-show. And I think that it's something we could probably all have a really good insight
Oh,
of.
yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I know my post-show was really
Yeah, let's do
crap.
some questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
all the
Advice.
I would say
What was your experiences? Because I know I obviously reversed, did my 12-week reverse, but just it's mentally so bad. People do not prep you for the reverse
So
prep.
I
Sucks.
always say prep is easier for me than off season.
100%.
same.
I'm
100%.
prep's easy.
Because you know
know.
if you fuck up, you're not going to look good on
Yes.
stage. You're like, okay, this is
Yeah.
my goal. After that show,
It's like
you
this-
can do what you want.
Whoa, sorry.
It gets a bit toxic too when people are like, I've only gained 1 kilo since prep. And it's like 4 weeks, like since show. And you're like, 1 kilo? Bro, I put that on last night.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I found like the biggest thing that I've fucked up post-show. Like I blew out. I hate that word. But like I put on like 13 kilos in like a month. Like, like I've been there, done that. Like, and that was just me being a dickhead, just eating what the fuck I wanted. I didn't really, but I also at the time, this was like when we didn't have a lot of knowledge around post-show. So like my coach at the time just was like,
the resources were a lot
here's your
more
meal plan that you're
limited.
just on for the last freaking 30 weeks or whatever the fuck, however long it was. And then we're just going to add in some more almonds.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
So then I was just like, fuck the meal plan. I'm just going to go eat what the fuck I want. After my pro prep, that was probably the best because Scotty was very like, even the meal plan that Scotty had me on, it was very like high nutrients, like nutrient dense foods and things like that. And then I was just like, okay, my body is in like starvation mode right now. Like my biggest priority was just getting my health back.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay, like I'm just going to try and eat as much whole foods as I can, like as in like introducing a few more like fruits and things that like you don't normally have in prep because they're so freaking high in sugar or whatever. But I did find that kind of helped me to be like, okay, I can kind of eat as many fruits and vegetables as I want, like within reason, obviously. But like I was just trying to like minimize that like crazy, like, oh my God, I've gone over a gram of freaking strawberries. No, babe, it's fine. Like you're not going to die.
Yeah.
And I just slowly kind of like stopped like tracking everything and slowly just kind of weaned myself out of that mindset of like, it's okay to like eat an apple and not track it and you're going to be fine. No one's going to die.
I think it's more consistency over perfection.
Yeah. And like slowly just kind of like coming out of prep. Like, and I also was like, not going crazy obsessive. Like I remember during some of the preps, I was like saving all this food. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to go eat here and eat there and blah, blah. Where the last prep I didn't do any of that. I pretty much
You're setting yourself up for failure. Yeah. Hoarding snacks.
Oh, fuck
When
that.
I was doing ICN, you should have seen that snack cupboard. It was looking mighty fucking fine.
It's gonna, you can't.
And I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Developed a binge eating disorder.
Yeah.
IFBB, everyone was like, what's your post-show dinner? I had nothing booked. I had no plans.
I remember you posting your story and you like posted chicken and rice and I was like, I'm grilled and goatee right now.
Yeah, no, I'd learned. Like I just, you're setting yourself up for failure and when you have that food obsession and that food noise. So it's like, you have to be able to catch yourself out and be like, just stop saving the fucking videos. The food ain't going anywhere.
I still have food noise 2 years later.
Oh, every day.
I don't
Every
need to
day.
be tracking my food. I track my food.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be tracking like my fruits and vegetables and things like that. But my main meals, like my breakfast, lunch and dinner, they're all tracked, scaled, weighted.
Yeah.
And like people look at it and they're like, why do you weigh your food? And I'm like, it's just nice to know.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to know what's going in my body.
Some girls want to know their partners are being honest. We want to know how many grams. It's just nice to know.
Well, it's just like when you pull your pretty oats out, like, because like I
see people go like this with their oats, and I'm like,
that's
you don't know.
Crazy trust.
That's 500 calories, right?
I must admit though, I probably like the last year I was like not weighing my food really at all. Like I've only just started recently tracking and weighing my food again. But yeah, like sometimes it's nice just to have that intuitive, like kind of eating time where you are a bit more balanced and you just kind of like, you're like, okay, right now I just need to have a little break mentally. Like if tracking is triggering you, then like you just need to kind of give it a little break and just maybe just have a meal plan or something rather than tracking it in MyFitnessPal. Like just kind of like ease yourself out of it.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, because I know like different things trigger different people. Like whatever's going to make you feel the most in control, I guess, like, and at ease is probably the best option for you.
I would say my advice is to be patient. So I underestimated how long it would take for myself to start feeling good again. And I think what was shit as well was I didn't start I'm still waiting. Like it's been almost 2 years, but because last year it was filled with heartbreak. So it's like even though my physiological side might have been evening out and balancing out, I couldn't identify that because I was too busy dealing with, you know, a breakup. So I didn't feel like I ever got to like a good off season. And so now we're entering this year and I'm like, oh yes, but now I want to go back into prep. So it's like, I don't know. So I think be patient. I think girls expect a month or two after prep, their hormones will be balanced, their energy will be back, their food noise and their relationship with food and their body will be returned to normal. No, it's just don't have a time limit on it. Like, just be patient. And I also think I believe I benefited a lot from staying with a coach and not dropping my coach entirely because there is that sense of accountability. I know it's hard. We do want balance. And yes, I do think your coach needs to be able to give you that. Yeah, you can eat out. Yes, you can have this or that. But to completely drop your coach from being so strict, that's also not balance. That's going to the opposite end of the spectrum. And then that's kind of where, you lose control of what you're doing and where you're going, and that can be really overwhelming.
Your brain's not back enough to function to guide you through.
Leave that to someone else.
Yeah, just be told what to do. Like, you've already done it for however many weeks already. You may as well just do it for another 2 to 3 months to get yourself completely out of that phase. Yeah. So then you can move forward and like start doing things for yourself.
I think we're saying that too is like sometimes the coach that gets you onto stage isn't the coach that's going to get you back to health. And maybe you might need to go work with a dietitian or a nutritionist or like a naturopath or something like that. Like, so it's okay if you know, go, hey, like, thanks so much for getting me to stage. However, I'm at a point now where I do need to go work with someone else that it specializes in hormones or specializes in gut health or whatever like you need to work on. And like they will